I didn't expect to do a Fall Out Boy song this early in my YouTube career, but we're doing one. Hey everyone, it's Underworld Guardian, and my nose looks like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer because we had a really hot football game and there's a lot of sun, so my nose is burnt. So welcome back to Song of the Week number 20. And as you can tell from my intro to my video, we're going to be talking about Fall Out Boy's newest single that came out on September 14th, 2017, which was, as of the time recording this, only 3 days ago of when this song came out. So it's very, very new, and it's called The Last of the Real Ones, and it's in the genre of pop rock and like a subgenre of like electro rock. Depends on your take of the genres themselves. It's been released as a single for the forthcoming album Mania. It may be on like a single album called Last of the Real Ones, and then it's going to be on Mania. I'm not sure, I just happen to know it's going to be on the next album that Fall Out Boy is putting out there. So here's some basic knowledge that really isn't existent because the song only came out 3 days ago. So there isn't really much about the song. There's no awards, no special albums. It's not a cover of any sort. It isn't a cover. And it is featured in its own music video, which I've heard. I saw article titles that the music video is very, very interesting. So I might have to watch that. Maybe I'll make that another series on my channel called like, let's watch the music video and see what happens. How did I discover this song? I discovered it, I think, on the day it released. I follow Alternative Press on Facebook. So I found it via Alternative Press, and then today when I was trying to figure out a song to do for Song of the Week, I was in one of the dining halls and they were playing popular music, and my friend and I just happened to talk about Taylor Swift. I'm like, oh, maybe I should do the new Fall Out Boy song. I don't know how I came to that conclusion, but it happened. So yeah. Here's the opinions portion of my video. You can disagree, just don't yell at me for not agreeing with your opinion. Okay dokie, so what did I notice musically about this particular song? I noticed that it utilized piano, male vocals, electric guitar, bass guitar, and drum set percussion. It's also in the key of C minor, which was a little bit hard to deduce in the beginning during the opening piano riff, but eventually, especially during the chorus section, I figured it out via the chord progression. So what I'm gonna start doing now in the what I'm noticing section is the lyric meaning, and then if I like or dislike the lyric meaning, I'll get into that in my likes or dislikes, if that makes sense. From what I got from the lyrics, without looking at any other sources of information, the lyrics are basically talking about how the narrator found someone who is literally the center of their world, quite literally, because they use space imagery to convey their message, and how, and literally speaking, they are the last of a dying breed of perfect girls, or guys, if you want to interpret it that way, and how, like, the title The Last of the Real Ones comes into play with how, this girl, like, she's the last of a dying breed, so she's, like, the last of the real girls, you can say, the ones who aren't fake or putting up a show just to try to get a guy. They're just like the last of like the true down-to-earth real girls. And I'm putting these in quotes because like I don't want people to get offended if I'm like just like, oh, the last of the real girls, because there's so many fake girls out there. Like, no, like you be you and we be fine. So what did I like about this piece? I did have a lot of likes for this piece, which is weird because I like Fall Out Boy, but not like I love them, and I don't like them. It's just, I like a few of their songs. So having like 5 likes for this piece is kind of a good thing. So the first thing I liked was the opening piano riff in the very beginning, which is constant throughout the entire piece. Maybe not constant, but it's hinted at various points of the piece. And I liked it because it was catchy, it was interesting, and I've never heard it before. Like, I was actually confused on what meter we were in. And also, I was confused on what key we were in, because it didn't really, like, hit me. I thought, like, okay, there's, like, syncopation. What's going on? Are we, like, in 6/8? Are we getting fancy here in being in 6/8? It had me, like, interested. It intrigued me, like, okay, I've never heard this rhythm used often. Like, this is intriguing to me. It's interesting. It's making me want to listen. Overall, the song is really, really catchy. Like, I'm sitting here now, granted, I just listened to it, typed up the script, and started recording, but I can still recall, like, a good portion of it right now just sitting here, which is actually a good sign. That means, like, for marketing purposes, that means your song is good and people are going to remember it and then buy your song or remember the product associated with your song, etc., etc. The lyrics contain oxymorons. I especially noticed this during the bridge section, where they're saying, oh, this is the beginning of the end, this is my end of the infinity with you. And as if you've taken math before, you know infinity goes on forever, so saying this is the end of infinity is an oxymoron, because technically that's not true. Which, I like oxymorons. I like those things because I can never come up with them. The next thing I liked was the counter melody during the back end of the chorus section. So once the guy singing it is just repeating the last of the real ones, and then you have this little guitar thing, or I think it's a guitar thing, like just interjecting when there's silence between what he's saying. I actually really, really enjoyed that because it kept me interested, wanting to listen while there was no words being said. The last thing I liked was the lyrics had space/science imagery, like the whole talk of the universe and the sun and the planets and galaxies and stars. And then the last of the dying breed is like playing into like evolution, I guess, because like that's what made me remind it. I love when people use like science-y and like space terminology, because I love that stuff, even though I'm not a scientist, but I do like that type of imagery that plays to me. Counteracting my likes, I only have 2 dislikes for this particular song. I thought the song was a little high for the singer's register. At some points it made it very hard to understand what he was saying, so I had to rely on the lyrics, the written out lyrics, to understand like, okay, this is what he was saying. I don't know, and that might have been a purposeful thing, or they just figured like, oh, this is just a better key for him to, this is just a better range for him to sing in. Like if he sang it down an octave, it would have been too low. Like I can understand that, just like, it just made it hard for me to hear what he was saying. The only other thing that I disliked was how it's a love song, but at the same time, it's not your traditional love song. In terms, like, it's not like, oh, she liked him, he didn't like her, boo-hoo, y'all not happily ever after. It like, they turned it on its side by using different types of imagery that you wouldn't really associate with a love song, because I didn't think it was really a love song until like I actually really looked at the lyrics and I'm like, it's a love song. Oopsies. Overall, out of 10, I would give this piece, upon first listening to, an 8. Why am I saying this just based on my first listening to? Because if I listen to this probably a few more times, it's probably gonna get bumped up to maybe a 9, maybe a 10. I don't know. I'm just saying that because like I'm giving it a high score basically listening to it once. So this might be the next thing I'm putting on repeat for a month. Who knows? But yeah, this piece is a solid 8 out of 10. Like, it's catchy, the lyrics have space imagery in them, which I really like. And overall, it's a good single. Like, I'm now excited to see what's gonna be on this new album, even though I don't really listen to Fall Out Boy. So thank you guys for watching this installment of Song of the Week. What are your thoughts about the new Fall Out Boy song? Have you watched the video? What's about the video that everyone is so hyped about? Please let me know down below so I don't have to go watch this video for myself. Encourage me to go watch this video. If you'd like to see more videos like this where I talk about songs that I've never listened to before and then give my feedback on them, or want to see other Synthesia videos or completely different videos in general, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay active on my channel. Let me know you like my channel, because that's good stuff. And with that, that is the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. Keep practicing, and I'll see you guys real soon. Underworld Guardian, Ouch.
I was just an only child of the universe, and then I found you, and then I found you. You are the sun, and I am just the planets spinning.